Hello and welcome to my very first studio video. I'm very excited because I hope to bring you loads and loads of videos from this space, hopefully in the future, which will be about composition and workflow and all things technical and gear. But for now, I'm just going to do this short playlist on YouTube about building this space. So today, I'm just going to talk to you about primarily this desk, which we just finished building today. A few people have already asked me, why did we decide to custom make it? How did we make it? And what did we make it out of? Over the course of 4 days, we probably spent no more than 3 or 4 hours a day on it. So we had a clear idea in mind going in, and we had a clear design. A few people have asked me if I designed it 100% before. The answer is no. I had a few sort of criteria that I wanted. For example, I needed to be able to fit in an 88-note controller. I wanted the 88-note controller to be a certain distance off the floor, so it was at a sort of playable height. But I think the thing that started it off was I thought it would be very nice to have 2 rack cases either side. Was to have
if you're going to fit this now, I can make it.
Yeah, there we go. But you're preaching to the choir.
Okay, good. Sort that out. Oh, look.
And then this at the perfect time. And then you've got the main worktop here. And then on top of that, we have a 4U rack space on top. Main monitor in the middle. That was, again, we bodged it a little bit. You know, my original plan was to have shelf, worktop, and then an upper shelf with the monitor on top. As we did it, we we're kind of running out of wood, and I didn't really want to buy more wood, so we just kind of went this way because we figured that actually the monitors are perfect height, and I have got a secondary monitor that I'm going to mount up higher. But a few people asked me why I decided to make and not just buy, because there are some really decent ones on the market, and honestly the answer is money. It's just money. Like, I don't know about guys watching, but I'm a musician, sound engineer, and a studio session musician. Just coming out of lockdown, none of us have got a lot of money, so I didn't really want to go and spend. I mean, the cheapest one I could possibly get that would do what I wanted was about 600 quid. Fine, and that seemed right. But the thing is, I actually had a look at one of those, and it was just a lot more flimsy than I thought it would be. The piano shelf just felt flimsy, and I really want to be able to play this. I want it to feel like solid, you know. So the main criteria when we built this was it needed to be solid as a rock. I can literally stand on this and it doesn't move. But then some of it did change along the way, and there's a few bits you'll see that kind of half bodged together, but I kind of like it because it tells a story and it's rustic. But you know, the wood literally cost 100 quid, you know, in supplies. So I'm really chuffed with that because I've got something that's, I just shook him off the thing. So, the idea of having a super strong desk that did exactly what I wanted to do with only spending kind of 100 quid in supplies. I'm not including fixtures and fittings, screws, tools. Obviously that stuff you have to have knocking about, and I'm lucky enough to have a dad that's very good at stuff like this, and he pretty much did this for me, so I wouldn't have been able to do it without him, and he had all the necessary tools and bits and pieces that we could just do this in not a massive amount of time. We sort of got to the end stage of the beams. Didn't know really what to do with it. I kind of didn't know if to paint it, and as I sort of spent more time with it, I just really liked the sort of natural look. So we spent a lot of time sanding it. We sanded the whole thing down. We planed it as well, and obviously we rounded off all these edges. So that means that if I'm running my hands across, I'm just not going to like get any splinters or anything. So it's all really smooth. And do you know what? Like, I just really like it as it is. I may, after a year, I might put some oil on it or something, or some wax, just to give it a kind of shine. But for now, I really like the natural, you know, the wooden look. Plus, I'm building some wooden panels behind for acoustic treatment, which will go behind, and that will have the same look. It's all going to be made out of the offcuts and bits and pieces. So I kind of like the idea of having a kind of wooden studio and just this sort of organic look about it. So I hope that's helpful. I've put in obviously the videos, but do ask me questions. Like I said, this was mostly down to my dad, so I couldn't have done this without him, but he was excellent. I really hope you enjoyed the video, and there'll be a few more in this sort of series, and I hope to see you on the next one. Cheers.